Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new piercing video. So today I'm going to be talking about something that I've been requested so many times, and I'm just doing a fully dedicated video to septum piercings. Now I kind of thought the kind of septum piercing fad sort of craze that happened a few years ago, back in like 2014 sort of time, everyone was getting them. It was like a massive thing. All celebrities were getting them, like people were getting ones, like fake ones in the nose, and it just became like a huge thing that everyone was getting done. And I kind of felt like that trend had died, but actually like it kind of stuck around for a lot longer. And it's still one of the most requested things that I get to talk, like asked to talk about. So to kick off, number one is how much does it hurt? I need to stress this to you a lot. It honestly does not hurt. There's a huge misconception with this piercing. Even I thought, like, to begin with, because when I was gonna get it done, I got it done in 2014. I didn't do a video about it because I wasn't really doing piercing content then. And I was sitting in that chair shaking because I was told from everyone around me that it was going to be like so detonatingly painful and I would be triggered and I would like, ah! So I was sitting there like shaking like this, and the guy was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm gonna die. And he was like, don't be so stupid, you'll be fine. And then he punched me in the face. And then he like did the piercing. And I was like, oh, when is it gonna get done? And he was like, it's done. And the clamp itself that the person had on my nose was hurting more than the piercing itself. And it was lipstick in my... I can't stress enough that it literally just doesn't hurt. Like, it just doesn't hurt. So next question is, how easy was the healing? Normal piercing, like cartilagey piercings, take about sort of 6 months to heal. But because this does not go through cartilage, so people always think as well that it goes through the really hard bit of your nose, which is a complete lie. Like, unless requested, obviously, like, you shouldn't really pierce through the cartilage unless you're getting nasolang piercings or high, like, you know, things like that. But it goes in a little tiny thin piece of skin that's at the front of the nose. I mean, I can't show you, obviously. There's a little sweet spot, like, at the front here. Hello! At the front here where the piercing goes, there's a little tiny thin bit of skin that it will go through. And it, again, it doesn't hurt. But the healing process was so easy. For me, I would say within a week, I was flipping it up and down. It wasn't hurting, there was no ooze, it wasn't weird. Like, I had no problem with it. Obviously, it will vary from person to person, but for me, the healing process was so easy. I just spat so much in that little segment because I drank water just before doing it, and then all of a sudden the water's coming back out. I'm disgusting. You're utterly disgusting. How easy is this piercing to hide? So the perfect thing about this piercing is the fact that you can hide it if you can't have it. It's a good secret one to have if you can't have it in school or, you know, work or whatever. You can just flip it up. Now for me, I have to take off one of the spikes in order to flip it up, just because the jewelry that I do have in is obviously a little bit too big, and I have quite a large like septum piece underneath here. Like, my septum's really large, so I'd have to take one of the balls off just to flip it up. But it does happily sit up there. But you cannot forget you got it up there. Please remember, if you do have it up there, don't go to blow your nose or touch your nose, because I've done that so many times when I had a cold or something and I was at work and it was flipped up and I went to blow my nose and I pinched it, and because it's in there, it really hurts. Don't do that. If you do have like the little tiny balls on it, you can flip up yourself. It all depends on the size of your septum and how big your nose is and everything. Also, people ask me as well, is it easy to heal when it's up like that? Some people will have it flipped up when it's healing, but the only thing is, so my friend Maxine had that done. She flipped it up while it was healing, but the only thing is, she found once it finished healing and she pulled it down, because it had been facing upwards the whole time, the piercing kept slowly going up like this into her nose every day, so she had to keep pulling it down to kind of make it stay like that. I don't know if that's just her, but I would say probably have it down to heal. How easy is it to change the jewelry? I find it really easy. Got to remember, for me, I'm a piercing kind of master at this point. So I'm used to changing them and knowing difficult ones and things and ways around it. I would say personally, for the first time you're getting it changed, go to your piercer and get them to do it for you, just because they're going to definitely be able to do it, and you don't want to accidentally not be able to get it back in and then it closes over. Over time, when it is fully healed, you know, septum piercings won't close like that. At least mine doesn't close like that. I could keep it out all day if I really wanted to. Most of my piercings are like that. I've been very lucky, actually. I can leave piercings out for a long time and they don't really close. Also, what kind of jewelry you're having. You know, if you're having like horseshoe ones like this, it's a little bit trickier to do than like a straight barbell. I know some people have like a straight one in, or like if you're stretching a septum, you know, you have like a plug in or something. So it depends on kind of what jewelry you have. If you have a ball closure ring, then obviously you're gonna have to get a piercer or someone else to do it, because trying to do like a ball closure ring like this to yourself was really difficult. But I would say go to a piercer and let them do it for you. How hard was it to get used to having a piercing there? Actually, when I first got it done, I felt like it tickled my nose, because again, because I've got a funny shaped nose, blah blah blah, like I've got like a funny size septum, and because I have like quite large spikes here, when I first was getting it done, it like kind of like rubs against like this part of my nose and it would tickle. But now I don't even feel like it's there. I can feel it touching it when it moves ever so slightly, but like it doesn't, like I'm so used to it, it doesn't faze me. It took about maybe a few weeks for me to get used to it. One thing I used to keep doing when I first got it done, and I don't know, like I remember seeing a meme about this actually, is I would always do this. This is because I'm really stupid. I would always do this. And like play with it with my, like it was, I know it seems weird, but that's what I always used to do, and I'm sure other people watching this would go, I used to do that too, bitch! Now I can like pull on it and things and it doesn't hurt, and it's fine. But I don't feel it there now. Like any piercing, you just get used to it being there. So, but the question that's kind of gross is, does it smell? This is something that septum piercings, again, I can't speak for everybody, but it's a very common thing that when your piercing is healing, and even after it's healed, that it does sometimes have a funny smell. When it's healing, there's like ooze and things, and like it's kind of gross inside. You will be able to smell it, and it's really odd. I find, now again, please tell me down below if this ever happens to you, if you've got septum piercings or you know someone who's got it. If I do something in the day and I'm around something that's very potent, if something really, really smells strong, it stays in my nose. It stays like in the septum piercing, and then later on in the afternoon, if I move the septum piercing or it bug like moves at all, I smell the same smell as I smell earlier on in the day. It's a really weird thing to explain. I know it's, I'm not probably making any sense, but I kind of like relive old smells through my septum. But like now that it's healed, it doesn't really like smell at all, like ever. Like you keep it clean, like you just, you know, like anything else, you keep it clean and it doesn't get gross. How much does it cost? This is the same with any piercing. It just depends on where you go. Other places will cost more than others. My piercings at the moment cost around 30 to 40 pounds. Some places will do deals and all that kind of stuff, and you know, places like Blue Banana where I used to go, sometimes they'd have offers on where you do 2 for 20 or something. Like, it just depends on where you're shopping and where you're going. How easy is it to stretch your septum? I'm not stretching mine at all. Mine is at 1.6 millimeters, which is 14 gauge, I believe. Sorry, we don't do gauges here in England, we do millimeters. So yeah, so mine is at 1.6 millimeters. I don't want to stretch mine. I'm happy with mine being the size as it is. I've got a big enough nose as it is already without having to make it bigger. If you are stretching it, you normally use like the tapers you would to stretch your ears. Obviously, do not got too many sizes. Sorry, getting passionate. Do not got any sizes more than you should. I would honestly say if you're gonna start stretching your septum, go and see your body piercer first to make sure that you do the position's okay and everything, because you never know. Make sure you go slowly. Get the right size jewelry afterwards. Do not keep like, you know, tapers in your nose for too long and things. So please make sure that you do it right. And so finally, I'm just gonna talk about some pros and cons to having this piercing. So I really like it. Like I always said to myself, I would never get it done. Like one of my things I said to myself years and years ago was like, I've got a big enough nose already. I'm not gonna get piercings on it. I've now got 3. I love it now. I'm really, really happy. Cons when it comes to it. It is annoying sometimes when it twists, like it never really stays dead straight. You're constantly kind of like straightening it out, which is an annoying thing. It flips around. Also, this sounds a bit gross. It's harder to trim your nose hair. I have found ever since I've had it done, I have to like be really careful now trying to trim my nose hair. Everyone has nose hair, it's gross, I know it's horrible, but you know, around the piercing, it can be really difficult to kind of trim your nose hair. So sometimes I have to take it out, do it, and then put it back in. People make stupid comments. You look like a bull. Oh, you look like a bull. What are you doing? You look like a bull. Oh, you look like a bull. I'm like, you look like a twat. Ignorant comments when it comes to septum piercings is another thing. But realistically, it just comes down to how much you want it. Like for me, I really love it. Like I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did. Again, I was a bit worried when I first got it done. I'll be very honest, I never really get piercings done on a whim. I actually got it done in 2014. So originally I went to go get my left eyebrow pierced, and I had 2 weeks off of work, and I was like, I don't really get this time off very often, like never. And obviously I was working in a shop at the time where I couldn't really have piercings, so I needed to take time off work in order to get it done so they can heal enough for me to be able to like hide them or whatever. I got my eyebrow piercing done, and I was like, I kind of wish I got something else done as well. So I went back downstairs and I like talked to the person behind the counter, and I was like, can I get another thing done as well? And she was like, if you want to. So I was like, I'm gonna get my septum piercing like done for the hell of it. So I kind of got it done on a whim. Luckily for me, I really love it, and now I'm really happy that I've got it, but I would never normally advise people to get it done on a whim. Make sure you do kind of want piercings definitely before you get them done. It is one of those piercings that kind of divides people, because a lot of people think you look stupid with it. A lot of people love it. I love them. I think they look really cute. Especially when you've got like a cute button nose, they look really sweet on them. So thank you so much for requesting this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. From now on, obviously, if people ask me questions, I can have a video that I can direct them to. So make sure you do hit the like button, because that's really helped me out. Come and follow me on all my social medias, my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that is linked in the description and in the comment section, so make sure you come follow me on all of them. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I'll see you all very soon. Yes!